deal with the NBA.
And that one's good. And here is Iguodala. Curry attacking, and Parker with the block. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Here's Curry.
That's the third straight miss to start this. Game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Here's Iguodala, stolen by Ginobili. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Here's Aldridge. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
The drive by Green, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two.
You know, the Warriors took some flack when they passed on the chance to trade for Kevin Love, but I really think that the rise of Draymond Green as their stretch four-man made the decision even better and also kept their cap situation far more flexible.
Now here's Parker. He has 5. Ginobili with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Here's Aldridge. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
And Draymond Green won't give you the superstar numbers of a Kevin Love, but he's got a deceptive impact, Clark, at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I call him a value utility guy because he does a little bit of everything that brings value to your quest to win. His shooting has steadily gotten better, and while he's not an all-star yet, the sum of his total contributions on the floor are impressive.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Aldridge kicks to Ginobili. Parker dishes to Duncan. Ginobili up top. 4 on the shot clock. Launches it. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
No good from Bogut.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Parker's shot is off.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And he gets the bucket.
Well, you know, last season Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
Thompson with the bucket.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
San Antonio leading by 3. Ginobili, that's for 2. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Ginobili's got his second bucket of the night. Here's Curry. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Ginobili the pass to Duncan. Parker kicks to Ginobili. Fires the 3. Leonard, no luck.
Boy, he's got a nice-looking stroke. That almost went in.
Yeah, and a lot of times he'll still knock those down no matter how good the D is.
Now Curry. After the missed 3 from Iguodala. Count the bucket.
That is a real nice-looking deep 3 ball there, fellas.
Yeah, Clark, major confidence on display.
Here's Parker. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Curry gets the bucket.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Leonard attacking. It's stolen by Green. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Golden State moving the ball around. Parker with the steal. Passes to Leonard. 29 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And the Warriors with some changes. Spates checked in for Bogut. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Now here's Thompson. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Parker dishes to Duncan. It's Ginobili with the drive, and he banks in the layup. Ginobili's got 7. Nobody near Barnes. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Spurs lead by 1. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach.
Attack and find the open teammate, not try to solve problems by ourselves. It's something that we've never done, and every time.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu, Tony, and Timmy there as the foundation, and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that come on board, whether it's Leonard or Splitter, Mills, Green, or any of the other role players that have come through this Spurs organization.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifling through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the 5 spot.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
San Antonio calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Rush is checked in for Sean Livingston. San Antonio trailing here. Well, Greg, we just talking about the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammon, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately for me, I don't have any.
Now here's Mills. There's Green with the 3, and it's Spates with the rebound. And here's Barnes for 3. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw. Well, back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes, Clark, because of it.
Yeah, you know, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
Here's Rush. Drains the three-pointer. Rush has got 5 now.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
Here's Mills, and the rejection by Ezeli. Here's Barbosa, rebounded by the Spurs.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough. Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, you know, usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Here's Mills, following the basket by Stephen Curry. Mills with it. Back to Anderson. 6 to shoot. And the foul called on Daniel Green. That is his first foul of the game. For so long, there has been this mindset that Golden State wins through offense, but their defense, you know, Gia, you were talking about this, is where the true strength of this team lies.
Yeah, I think that's what's really allowed them to separate when you look at the rest of the league. I mean, they led the league in opponents' field goal percentage last season, and some nights the shots weren't falling, but the defense always showed up.
Now, here's Curry, 13 points in the game. Some nice passing by Golden State here, and Green gets it to go.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in him, and he has been that leader today. I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about my knees, Mr. Anthony. He looked a little hobbled out there for a moment.
Now Mills, after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. From deep three-point range, but they'll get another chance. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside? Wow.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Outside, Green. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Clark, he's checked in for Golden State. Livingston comes in for Curry. 43 seconds left to play here in the half. They double him with Green. Dishes it to Diaw. The drive by Green. Green with the block. They get it back, and the shot is good. 27 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Clark. The shot misses. Great D that time from Green.
Yeah, the shot clock's off. This could be the last possession of the quarter.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. That's exactly what they should have in mind here.
Iguodala. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. The Warriors have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Warriors, Andre Iguodala. 2 shots.
Both good from the line that time.
Hey, kid, you ready?
9 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Mills. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. The shot no good. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Tony Parker. And Tony, a lot of tough play out there.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. They never got too far behind, as their largest deficit in the period was 8. They showed their superiority in the second quarter and got well out in front, taking a 9-point lead into the locker room at the half. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so